So, hello, Gemini. This is a reading for April 2023. It's a general reading, no specific topic. It will be whatever the cards tell us. And it's for Gemini. Sun, Moon, or Rising, however that works for you. And I am using the Barbier Tarot today. We'll take a look at current situation, past, present, future influences. We'll take a look at what you don't see, challenge, what to watch for, advice, and outcome. And I do personal readings. They will be linked in the description. So give me a couple minutes here, or not a couple minutes really, but I just want to focus for a second. What does Gemini need to know for April? What's on the agenda for our April? Okay, current situation. Ten of Wands, past influence, Lovers. Present influence, Four of Pentacles. Future, Knight of Wands. What we don't see, Two of Cups. Challenge is the Sun. What to watch for, Seven of Wands. Advice is Seven of Swords. And outcome is Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this is relationship because the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. And we've got Lovers here and Two of Cups. So this does have something to do with some kind of relationship. It looks like it was probably, it feels fairly new, but because of the Ace of Cups, but the Lovers is in the past. So, well, let's just kind of dig in and see what this tells us, Gemini. So we have 10 of Wands here, and it is hard. Like, this 10 of Wands, he is working really hard. He has got so much on his back. He is being pulled in all different directions, but he's mostly being weighted down. Like, he's got so much growing off of him because these are roots growing from him. So there is like this overwhelming feeling that you have a lot attached to you right now. And this could be all life areas where you just feel kind of overwhelmed. You have things happening where you feel like a lot of people are depending on you, or things are depending on you. You feel very like things are very attached to you right now. These could be just feelings, but I do feel like this is all about attachment. And it's hard. Like, you're in a very hard place with it. I know I don't get the feeling like it doesn't feel super negative. It's a hard time right now. I don't get this overwhelming feeling of, feeling destitute about how this energy is playing out. It just feels hard. And there's something about this situation that we're going to talk about, but this is the start of it. It's really about everything that is attached to you, and or that you're allowing to be attached to you. So we'll read forward and we'll see how that plays out, but it could be any of those situations. Your past influence is the Lovers. Of course, this could be choices, but I do feel like it is some kind of relationship that's been very important to you. I mean, in this deck especially, I do feel like there's a very big bond here between these two people. He's lifting her up, and this could be either way, a female lifting a male. It's non-gender, but there's someone in the relationship that's lifting this up. And it could be you. Like, you feel like you're the one having to lift this relationship up. You're because of this, I'm going straight there with you. You really feel like you're putting in all of the effort, and for some reason, maybe this person in your life, which I believe is important to you, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it, needs this probably. or you feel they need this. Now, the present influence that's happening here is the Four of Pentacles. And that means there is this feeling, what's influencing this Ten of Wands is this Four of Pentacles. And it makes sense because you're holding on to something, and because you're holding on to something so tightly, you're not giving any room for anything else. And that's where you're starting to feel very overwhelmed about all of the things that are attached to you. Part of it's your own doing by holding on so tightly to some things. And that's okay, because you have to determine whether those things are worth holding on to or not. That's not for the reading to say, that's for you to say. But this is what's causing it. You're holding on to something so tightly that it's leaving no room for anything else. And it's giving you this feeling of overwhelming. And I am really drawn to someone pulling someone up. Future, there is going to be I feel like there is forward movement happening. We've got Knight of Wands. It's fast movement. It's passionate. It's motivated. It's got all of the things. So there will be something that comes in the future that's influencing this situation where you're going to, I don't know, you're going to start feeling like you're finally moving forward with it. Instead of just having this overwhelming, stuck, everything is on me, I feel like there's going to be kind of a release of that. Like, this is going to have forward movement with whatever this situation is. There's going to be a change here. So the Two of Cups is in what we don't see. Now, part of this Two of Cups in this deck specifically, she's alone. Most Two of Cups in most decks talk about a relationship coming together. She's alone. And she's looking for her. So this is you looking for the relationship within yourself. That's the relationship to you, to spirit, to you within yourself, however that looks to you. Where am I in all of this? And how do I take care of me when I'm taking care of everything else? And I really feel like that's what this Two of Cups is saying. And what you don't realize is that you're kind of lost. You have lost yourself a little bit in this situation. And now you're kind of looking for it, and you don't realize it, but you are. And I think that has something to do with this energy that's going to come through, because I think that's a whole realization, the future influence being that night. There's going to be some kind of realization that you can't be just the one all of the time. And there is forward movement here. The struggle is, so this reminds me a lot of the Knight of Wands. Now, this is the Sun, and in this deck it feels like movement as well. But there is this challenge of finding happiness and joy when you're feeling very overwhelmed, and it has something to do with a relationship. There's this energy of, how do I find joy within myself then? I'm not happy, but you're in an area right now where you're working on someone else so much that you're kind of losing yourself a little bit here. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we have to. When we're in a relationship, I want to be very clear here, because sometimes when we're in a relationship, it has to come down to us. Let's say, so in my situation, I got leukemia a few years back, and my daughter was stuck in taking care of me, and she, it didn't have a choice, and I'm sure it overwhelmed her, and I'm sure it was horrible for her, but she dealt with it and did it, and then it was done, right? Once I, reclaimed my health, it was done. So that's what I mean. I'm sure she wasn't happy. She needed to find joy. And that's the type of thing where this burden might not be a choice for you to get out of, because it's just life. Taking care of someone that needs to be lifted up. And that's why I thought of that, because this kind of situation reminds me of that situation. But it doesn't mean it's forever, right? I mean, the outcome is good here. So, you're on a good road. What to watch for is looking out for you. The Seven of Wands is all about looking out for you, defending what's yours, defending what's important to you. I don't think you need to defend it as much as you need to watch out for yourself. Not defend in the fact that you don't have to defend against anybody. It's more just, I need to make sure I'm taken care of as well. And that's important. And that's what you need to look for. Look for those areas where you can take care of yourself, where you can look out for yourself, where you can do something for yourself, whatever that looks like. So the Seven of Swords is our advice here. And I believe there's something about this seven. It's not going to be like any other Seven of Swords in the world, but it feels to me like, I almost feel like the advice is go to a spa. like allow yourself to get wrapped up in something. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself, let yourself just get into a good book or a good movie, or allow yourself me time, but in a comforting way. There's something here that says comfort yourself. You may need to comfort yourself, but that's okay. Do that, and do that however that appeals to you. And I feel like that's what that advice is saying. Also allow yourself to be taken care of. If someone's reaching out and saying, hey, can I take you to dinner, or can, I pay for the day at the spa, or hey, you want to take a walk? Any of those things where if people are offering you help to some degree or another, even if it's small and you may not see it as true help, it may be very helpful. And it may be the idea that just allowing someone to give to you, even if it's just a little bit, may be extremely helpful to you. If you're really feeling this burden of something else that you're really feeling you have to really take a hold of and lift this up, then allow that to happen. Because if someone is just reaching out and they can't do a lot and they're not even sure what to do, even if it's just, like I say, and an example is just taking a walk with someone, that could just release enough, pressure off of you for that 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And that helps. The good thing is, so this is the outcome. And the Ten of Pentacles in here is a little bit different, just like all the other cards. But it is about having a secure spot so that you will get to the point where you feel secure and stable and you're not going to feel overwhelmed. However, it's also a reminder that when we're too comfortable, are we moving forward into something new? But I do feel like there's going to be a time here shortly where things will, they may not improve 100%, but that you will start feeling more stable and more able. And that's the important part, because right now you're not feeling that you're able, because there's something that's really you're holding on to, whether you're doing it purposely or whether you have to, it's something you're holding on to. And this release will come in the near future. This is going to be some kind of release. And I think that has to do with also looking out for yourself, because these are both wands as well. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Wands. To me, those kind of are speaking hand in hand right now. So overall, this is going to find a spot where you feel at least mostly okay. You'll feel at least stable, and that's good, because right now, obviously, that Ten of Wands is a really hard card right now. So this will make you feel better, and you will be in a better spot here shortly. But it's more about stability and feeling like, okay, I got a hold of this whole thing now. Like you'll have control of it more, is more what I think is going to happen in the near future. So I hope this resonated, Gemini. If it did, please let me know. Give me a comment, hit the like button, something, so that I know, have an idea of what's resonating, what's not. And have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here.